My favorite thing to see on any agent online forum is the constant victimization that occurs on these platforms. I mean, it's hilarious. And the only reason that I can laugh at it is because I myself played the victim for many, many years. When I first got into real estate, I blamed everything that I could possibly blame outside of myself. And the victimization that occurs in our industry, this agent victimization that occurs in our industry, it primarily revolves around leads and certain lead sources being bad. Oh, I don't like Zillow leads. They suck. That seems to be the boogeyman nowadays, by the way. Like it's the new boogeyman. By the way, they don't suck. We're converting at about 4% year to date this year, which, by the way, is exceptionally good when you do the math on the ROI. But nevertheless, I myself found myself playing the victim earlier this year with a lead source that we invested in, and I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to throw them under the bus, because truthfully, in retrospect, the leads that they provided us with, while expensive in the way that they were generating them using Facebook, which honestly could have generated them for much lower than what they were charging. But truthfully, I was blaming them for what they were doing, or for the lack of success, apparent success in the results. And while I could have gotten them for cheaper, the truth is that I was blaming the lead source and not me. And we didn't have a process set up to handle those leads. And as a result, we didn't get the result that we wanted. And so in playing the victim, it's very easy to say this doesn't work, that doesn't work. But the truth is that every lead generation system, where the vast majority of lead gen works. The vast majority of lead sources work, but only if you have the proper follow-up plan, disposition, nurture setup for each individual lead source. And it has to be custom tailored. You see, different lead sources command different follow-up strategies, because the customer that's giving their information are in different phases, different steps of their journey. And so you need to understand that as the marketer that you are. You should. And so it's very easy to blame the lead source when in reality you are the one that sucks. I sucked. I didn't have the proper follow-up system and nurture system, back end dispositions set up. Truthfully, I didn't have the infrastructure or support to handle those types of leads. And so we ended up canceling, and I said this was a lost cause. This is just a terrible waste of money. 5-figure investment down the drain. Just call it a loss. But what's interesting is that a few months later, when I hired our ISA, Nick, we set up a couple of lead flow rules, and we set up we'll just say a pond. For those of you that are in real estate, you understand that we set up a pond, but we set up a automated nurture within the pond for those particular leads. And what do you know? After we set up just a very basic, simple follow-up system that was automated, we started to get results from that lead source that was supposedly dead, that supposedly was never going to make us any money. So, and now we have agents showing clients, and I have agents on my team showing clients from this lead source that supposedly was a terrible investment. And when that happened, and I obviously just towards the end of the month, I'm looking at all the reporting and everything, and I'm like, oh, wow, like I see the lead metrics now. We're actually going to end up positive ROI on this lead source. Maybe shouldn't have cut that off after all. So what's the moral of this story? The moral of the story is simple. Before you blame everyone else, look within and figure out, what could I be doing better to meet the demands of the consumer and meet them where they're at in their journey, so that I can maximize the ROI on this lead source. I can maximize the value that I'm bringing the customer. What could you be doing? Could you be sucking less? I know I could. And even still, I'm like, okay, well, this is a very simple automated process. Could we make it better? Absolutely. Now, I mean, you could make it better and better and better and better. And I'll tell you, a big part of our success in now flipping those leads and turning them into opportunities for our agents was in hiring an ISA. So there's additional investment there. And ultimately, as a solo agent, if you're a solo agent, you have to really ask yourself, do I have the capacity to do this, right? Or do I want to continue to go for the quick hit? Because truthfully, I mean, when I really survey all of the opportunities, all of the lead sources that are out there today for real estate agents, there's only one that sticks out in my mind that's truly like a quick hit, and that's open houses. If you want that quick fix, if you want that quick commission check, the low-hanging fruit, that's open houses. That's the only place to meet able, ready clients who want to transact now. I would add that I'm starting to see that, and I'm starting to see that with Zillow. But if you're investing in PPC, online leads, all of this stuff, and you're frustrated that you don't close anything after only engaging with the lead for 14 days, get over yourself. It's not only is it unrealistic, it's immature for you to think that you deserve better quality leads, given the fact that you're investing so little, truthfully, relative to the amount of money that you're going to be making in return, and not think that you're not going to have to put in some elbow grease, some sweat equity or check equity if you're hiring an ISA like myself. I have ISAs and CRMs and all these different automations and stuff that costs money, right? So are you going to put in the time? Even farming, even pretty much everything, almost any other lead gen that you could possibly think of, takes time and energy and sweat equity and or check equity. The only quick fix that I can think of, truthfully, is open house. The rest of them, there's a lot of nurture involved. And so before you say that next time that you swear off a lead source, you say, PPC sucks, home light leads, whatever, fill in the blank here sucks. Look within and ask yourself, could I be doing more? I guarantee you the answer is yes. This is Danny Gould, everyone. Selling Silicon Valley. Stay legendary, everybody.